Gun crime in the UK. The UK has a conservative gun culture which has been of help in the past. This gun culture has helped to regulate the proliferation of gun crimes in the country. That being said, recent events unfolding in the UK suggest that things might be changing, and might be changing pretty fast than we can expect, and so in this piece we will tell you all you need to know about gun crime in the UK. Stay tuned. To avoid ambiguity, what exactly is gun crime? Gun violence, according to the Home Office, is defined as any use of guns to commit crimes either by pulling the trigger or by using it as a form of threat. The reason for defining what gun crime is to point out the errors and misconceptions people have about gun crime. Usually, when we talk about gun crime, what most people think of is homicide activities involving gun use. This means people ignoring the use of guns as a threat in committing crimes. And this is why it is important to point this out, because it gives a better understanding of the topic being discussed. Having an understanding that gun crime involves the use of guns for violent activities such as robbery, homicide, sexual assault, and many others help us see the bigger picture. In a more general term, gun crimes would involve brandishing firearms as a form of threat, implicating that you're carrying a firearm as a threat, illegal distribution of firearms, illegal manufacture of firearms, ownership of banned arms, and illegal ownership. All of these collectively make up what we call gun crimes in the United Kingdom. So when next they tell you that gun crimes are increasing in the UK, it is not about homicide gun cases alone, but collection of what has been stated earlier. Got that? Now let's move on. You might be wondering what the data says about gun crimes in the United Kingdom. The United Kingdom has very strict rules on guns, and because of this, the UK records relatively low gun crimes compared to other nations like the United States of America. The recent data used was from 2021, and this is because it represented the latest data available as of now. And according to this data from 2021, precisely March, it was recorded that 30 incidents of homicide crimes involved the use of guns. This corresponded to about 4% of the homicide cases in the United Kingdom. Also, the data revealed that for the same period in March 2020, more than 50% of crimes in the United Kingdom were violent against the victims. How does the UK compare to America? However, in comparison to America, this data is just child's play. In the US, there were over 20,000 gun-related homicides in 2021. In comparison to the UK, this represents over a 60,000% increase compared to that of the United Kingdom, and this is not showing any sign of slowing down by the year. The number of gun deaths in the US has been increasing by the year. However, just as we said, cultures vary, and this accounts for the large difference in gun violence. Where does the UK rank in the world? Brazil, the United States, India, and Mexico are the top countries with gun crimes and violence. The United Kingdom, however, is ranked in the first 10 low gun crime countries. The UK is often cited as a model country where good gun control legislation works. Where does gun violence occur most in the United Kingdom? You might be wondering, where does most gun crime occur? While there is a general opinion that gun violence occurs mostly in London, on the contrary, you would be wrong to believe this. This is because, according to a report, London is not the hotspot of gun violence in the United Kingdom. According to data from the Home Office, it was the West Midlands. West Midlands was reported to have had the highest rate of gun crime in the United Kingdom. It was estimated that West Midlands recorded 25 firearm offences in 100,000 in the year 2020-2021. This data represented a slight increase of 24 in 100,000 people from firearm offences from the previous year. Other records showed that gun crime wasn't much of a big deal in London, and London even recorded a slight decrease in gun violence. But then, are guns legal in the United Kingdom? By now you might be wondering if guns are legal in the United Kingdom. To some extent, yes. Guns are legal in the United Kingdom. However, you should be aware that this legality does not cover all categories of guns. Most of the guns that are legal in the country are usually shotguns. Automatic guns or semi-automatic machine guns aren't allowed. Also, it is important to note that gun permission is granted under special permissions, and as such there is a need to check out the requirement for each gun. Licensing of shotgun in the United Kingdom. Shotguns are the most abundant guns in circulation in the United Kingdom. According to official estimates as of 2021, there are licenses in the United Kingdom for over 500,000 guns in the United Kingdom. To own a gun in the UK, you must tender medical evidence from a GP certifying that you are mentally fit, and then the individual must go through background checks to certify that the individual involved is not a convict or a felony. How do criminals get guns in the UK, and sources of illegal guns? It is hard to believe that even though the UK has a strict gun law which has largely been successful, many criminals and gangster mobs still have access to weapons. And the truth is, most of the crimes committed with guns in the UK are actually from illegal sources. And this makes us wonder how they go about it. Well, to answer that, you should know that criminals in the United Kingdom usually acquire guns through various illicit means that involve bypassing UK's strict gun control laws. The majority of firearms-related crimes involve illegally obtained weapons. Here are some common methods used by criminals to obtain guns in the UK. 1. Illegal importation. A lot of criminals in the United Kingdom often smuggle firearms into the UK from other countries where gun regulations are more lenient. Usually, these weapons are concealed in vehicles, cargo shipments, or transported through some sort of illegal channel. Facilitating this illicit illegal transaction is the black international market for firearms. The international market for firearms is a big market that contributes to the flow of illegal weapons across different nations of the world. The UK, among other countries, has had its bad share of the effect, as it has helped many gangsters to get access to weapons. 2. Conversion of firearms. Another way illegal guns gain access to the UK public is through the conversion of firearms. Sometimes it might not be about illegal importation, sometimes it might just be a case of conversion. Criminals sometimes may modify legally owned firearms of less grade and turn them into powerful grades like semi-automatic guns. Usually, in this case, the gun structure is altered, and sometimes these altered guns are sold in the black market. 3. Theft. Criminals in the UK have access to guns through theft. Criminals may target legitimate gun owners, shooting clubs, or firearms dealers and steal guns from them. Robberies are also carried out to obtain weapons, ammunition, and related equipment. Most of the time, these stolen firearms tend to quickly enter the black market, where they become accessible to criminal networks and where they are untraceable. 4. Access to deactivated firearms. Another way criminals in the UK access guns are through access to deactivated guns. Deactivated guns are often called antiques. Criminals would usually exploit loopholes in the law by acquiring these antique firearms or deactivated weapons. While these firearms are usually rendered inoperable, they can be reactivated or restored to a functioning state by those with the knowledge and expertise of guns. 5. Home production. Home production is also another way criminals get access to guns. With the advent of 3D technology, criminals can manufacture firearms themselves. These homemade firearms, often referred to as ghost guns, are unregistered and lack traceability, making it difficult for law enforcement to track their origin. 6. Gangs and criminal networks. Another way criminals get access to guns in the UK is through the gang and criminal syndicates, which is very extensive in the UK. The criminal syndicate groups have established networks to facilitate the acquisition, distribution, and sale of firearms. They exploit connections with international criminal networks to obtain weapons through smuggling and trafficking routes. Since gangs have extensive networks of syndicates and technology know-how, it seems as though there might be more and more violence in the UK, except these loopholes are tackled. Although the UK has recorded some success in combating gun violence, recent events are calling for more action. And this will take us to the question of the day. Do you think the UK has to take urgent action to tackle rising gun issues in the country? Let's have your thoughts. That will be all for today. Thank you for watching this video. Please don't forget to subscribe, comment, and turn on the notification bell.